Hello friends, this is Dr. Amarjeet Kaur. I am going to talk about inclusivity at workplace. So this is something which is discussed a lot nowadays, especially when the teams, when the companies have gone global and the team members are from across the world. So, what is inclusivity at workplace? To understand that, let's understand or rather ask ourselves, why do we look for those employers, who are actually always in demand and when we want to seek a job? And what are the factors which play a role to build that image for those companies, which are known as sought after employers? We need to think about it. What made them those companies that everybody wants to work for them? I don't want to name a few, but there are a couple of companies which are known, which are taken as dream companies for students, for existing or current employees, some working somewhere else. So if you are thinking that the answer is culture, if it is coming to your mind, this is right. So the culture of a company, plays a very large part of what attracts candidates, to seek employment, because candidates are seeking employment and they want to go for certain companies which are known as all-time favorites for job seekers. So their culture of that company, which the message which has gone into society about that company, into business world about that company, that makes them to seek such employment. And diversity is also part of such culture, because inclusivity and diversity, they are two parts, ID or DI. Diversity and inclusivity is actually the part of organizational culture only, which includes employees from different demographics like the age, race, socio-economic background, individuals, respect and appreciation. So when I say it includes people from different demography, we will see we have people who are baby boomers, people who are in their 70s, millennials, Gen Z. So they all are working together at a workplace nowadays. So even that is that also includes diversity. Race, we have people of different races, Asian, European, etc., etc. They are working together. Their social economic background is different. The economy they come from, the society they came from, so it's different for everyone who are working there, right? So this is the culture diversity, where we have all background of people working. But on the same hand, such companies are actually promoting individualism, respect and appreciation. So it's just not that they are recruiting people of different background, different races, different social economic background. They are doing that, but on the other hand, this is one hand. On the other hand, they are actually not ignoring that every individual is different. Every individual seeks respect in the area he or she has strengths in, and appreciation as well. So moving forward, do you think an inclusive work environment develops on its own, or it needs some kind of intervention? Inclusivity requires intentional action and understanding of all the factors and actions which are needed to foster and create such culture. So I am asking you, do you really think that this inclusive work environment there, where we have people of diverse backgrounds working together, where they are honored for their individual traits, where they are respected, they are listened to? So do you think such environment becomes or comes on its own, or we need to put in certain efforts, some kind of intervention is needed? So to my understanding, inclusivity, such environment doesn't develop on its own. We need to intervene intentionally. We need to take actions very consciously, and need to understand all the factors and actions which will boost such kind of environment, right? So we need to realize as manager, as management, that what are those factors which needed to be fostered to create such culture. So moving forward, what is the definition of inclusive culture? Uh, After talking about this background, if I talk about the meaning of inclusive culture, inclusivity at a workplace or inclusive workplace culture is an environment that appreciates and welcomes employees of all backgrounds and diverse characteristics. It's worthwhile to mention that an inclusive culture doesn't strive to ignore or reject individual characteristics of team members. So, let us understand it. So, the meaning when I am discussing what is inclusive culture, so it's inclusivity at any workplace means workplace culture means environment at any workplace that appreciates and welcomes employees of all background and of diverse characteristics. Somebody is of good in computers coding, somebody is good in organizing meetings, somebody is good in executing certain plans, etc., etc., right? Different scientific background, different economic background, different knowledge background, etc. So, the culture where everybody with diverse backgrounds and characteristics are welcomed is actually inclusive culture. So, which means that inclusive culture doesn't strive to ignore or doesn't strive to reject the characteristics of every individual in the team, because there are many individuals. As I said, there would be baby boomer to Gen Z working together. In any organization, there would be a person of a very financial rich background to a person of a modest economic background or even weaker economic background altogether, right? So, ignoring all such, a person could be from a European country or from an Asian country. So, ignoring all these factors, what is respected is that whatever the characteristics that individual has, irrespective where does he come from, what is his social background, or what is economic background, what is his educational background, person is respected for what he has, right? That's what is inclusive culture. And those organizations where inclusive culture is, which believes in fostering an inclusive workplace, ensure that employees feel respected for their differences, and this also helps encourage all employees to follow the same practices for their peers. So, what happens that the organizations are they are fostering the inclusive environment because their management, their policies, their vision, they have that belief system in their culture that it is good to foster an inclusive workplace, right, or create inclusive workplace environment. And because of this belief system, because of this vision, they ensure that employees feel respected for their differences, right, not for that similarities. People are respected for their differences, and this also helps encourage all the employees to follow the same practices for their peer. If I am treated well, if I am respected by my seniors for whatever different or uniqueness I have, right, I am most likely, with all likelihood, I am going to treat my peers, my juniors in the same way. This is somehow, they say you actually treat people the way you are treated at home or you are treated at your workplace. So, the kind of treatment we get from the people around, we tend to treat others around us in on the same pattern or same manner. Exactly, that's what it is. If this is how the culture builds on. If the management, if the topmost management or middle level management or even the owners, they believe that it's good to have inclusive workplace environment, it's good to have employees of different characteristics, different or with differences in their socio-economic, educational backgrounds, etc., etc. If that is welcomed and appreciated, automatically other people will feel that they are respected for that, for those differences, and the moment one feels that feeling, that sense of respect, etc., automatically passes on to the others, and it becomes a practice to treat your peers, your juniors the same way. So with this, once we have understood what is inclusive work culture, I am going to talk about the benefits of inclusive work cultures. So here I have listed about 5 benefits. Number 1, increased employee satisfaction and retention. Number 2, attracting top candidates. Number 3, increased creativity and better ideas. Number 4, increased employee engagement. And number 5, reduction in hiring expenses. So friends, let's discuss these 5 points in detail now, that what are the benefits of inclusive work culture. The first one and the foremost one is that the employee satisfaction will go up, and which will ultimately affect the retention rate of a company. Why the employee satisfaction will go up? As I said, an employee will feel respected, will feel heard, will feel as a part of the team, will not feel as treated differently, will not feel that he or she is an alien, right? The moment an employee has such treatment, the employee automatically devotes his time and the energy to the best possible manner. His efforts will get multifold, and then employee is going to be rewarded for that, and that's how there would be satisfaction. And if there is a satisfaction of an employee working at a place, he or she is not likely to leave, right, that place soon for unless there is some demanding reason at personal level or something else, right. So with all likelihood, those people would like to continue working because they like the way they are treated and respected. And believe me or not, people do not leave companies for salaries. There are many surveys, not only single one, which supports the idea that people leave organizations because of people, this is what it means. People are respected. People are respected and are heard, are appreciated for their individual characteristics, for their strengths, and that's how one feels satisfied and would like to continue. So this is how the retention rate would be higher in such companies. The second point is attracting top candidates. I begin the discussion with the point that there are certain employers who are sought after, whom everybody wants to work with, right? So attracting top candidates automatically becomes possible for companies because they send a message in the market about the culture, because people spread such messages, and automatically such companies become the first options for employees, for job seekers to go for work and go and work for them. And that's how the companies automatically will attract good quality top candidates, the cream, we call it as cream of the available candidates, will automatically get attracted to such companies where there is a higher job satisfaction, higher retention, and especially because of the inclusive work environment. So culture really matters a lot. So the third point is increased creativity and better ideas. The moment any employee is satisfied working at a workplace and doesn't feel threatened, doesn't feel insecure, doesn't feel alien at any workplace, his or her productivity goes up, his or her involvement goes up, he or she feels easy and comfortable in putting up or putting across his ideas or her ideas, and that's how the creativity increases, right. So the better ideas will get generated, the creativity will go up because of this inclusive work culture environment. The fourth point is increased employee engagement. The employees, they because they feel part of the team, they do not feel they are alien, they are mistreated, they are not respected. Automatically, when I take it as this is my family, this team is my family, this team is my team. When there's that kind of feeling, my team, my family, my team, I will get engaged in all the problems, in all the events, in all the activities of the department or the organization I am working with, right? So this is going to automatically increase my engagement as an employee. If I am treated well, if I am respected for my weak strengths, if I am respected for my individual differences and my characteristics I have, which I have, I may have X trait, another person may have Y trait. So if everybody is treated well, even X is respected for his trait, Y is also respected for his trait, automatically there would be an environment where X efforts are acknowledged, Y's efforts are acknowledged, and there would be no problem between X and Y working together and solving a problem. So they will like to get engaged in all the activities, in all the problem solving processes, and certainly it is going to lead to creativity and better ideas. So the last point in benefits of inclusive work culture is there is going to be reduction in hiring expenses. How come? If first of all, if there is a higher retention rate, the first benefit we spoke about, if there is a less turnover, there is a higher retention, automatically my need for recouping the staff or the need for hiring to fill the vacancies will be lesser than the companies where retention is very low. So this is one way that my hiring expense go down. As I said, my retention is higher, my recruitment automatically goes down for unless I am expanding, right, for the same set of activity, for the same level of operations. I do not need to replace people because people are continuing with me, and my training cost goes down. If I train somebody for X function, Y function, and people are trained, if they are continuing with us, we can leverage their expertise, we can leverage their experience here. So this is how, so I need to train them less than the new employee. So this is the second way that my hiring expense goes down, I save on this cost. The actual reduction in hiring expense would be if I am an employer who has a message in the market as a best, having best culture or a best employer to work with, automatically people will keep on sending us as referrals, and I need not to advertise that post, I need not to go to any media or to carry the process. I will simply keep on getting the applications for my organization, which I can collate, and if there is a need, I can reach out to any of the candidate which is suitable for the work, right. So I need not to advertise in newspaper, I need not to go on any website, etc., etc. I am automatically getting referrals. Even my current employees will give reference. So if my culture is very good, people may introduce their own friends, their own relatives, their own neighbors, etc., etc. So it's going to help me in reducing my hiring cost or hiring expense. These are the 5 benefits of inclusive work culture. Now I want to talk about that how a company can foster inclusivity at work. So let's talk about, there are 5 points again in this head as well I am going to talk about. Number 1, providing learning opportunities. Number 2, listening to employees at every level. Number 3, helping and mentoring new hires. Number 4, seeking ideas for inclusivity. And number 5 is recognizing co-workers for their strengths. So friends, let's discuss these 5 points now, that how can we foster inclusivity at a workplace. So first point, as I said, is by providing learning opportunities. How come? All individuals have different strengths and different weaknesses, as we know, right. Everybody is not trained on all the softwares, on all the processes, on all the techniques. be it techniques of marketing, be it technique of accounting, be it techniques of training, etc., etc. So any area irrespective. So by providing learning opportunities to all the employees, we can actually improve inclusivity, because there could be somebody who just came from a country where the English is not spoken, right? So you are providing him or her an opportunity to learn English on any platform or in person in any classes, and this is if this is going to increase his confidence level, his productivity, because he will know the language he actually doesn't or he cannot speak, right? So you are providing an opportunity to learn. Not only that way, since we want to foster inclusivity, if we are providing training, especially that how the inclusivity can be increased by different training, by different games even, that is how one manager can try, or any company can try to foster inclusivity. Number 2 is listening to employees at every level. So as I said, we may have employees of different age, different experience, different gender, different race, different economic background, social background. This is all is diversity, or and if we have all that, means we are an inclusive workplace. So to ensure that inclusivity actually works and get fosters, it's important that all kind of employees, be it with 5-year experience or 13 years experience, be it an Asian or an American, be it male or female, everybody should be listened during meetings, during different occasions, right? So if as an employee I feel I am heard by my manager, my team leader, I will be really feeling that my team, this is my team, this is inclusive team, I get a chance to express myself. So this is how a company can ensure or can foster inclusivity at work. Third point, as I said, is we can foster inclusivity by helping and mentoring new hires. If we have new employees who just joined, right, they may not, they may, of course, the new joining is likely to have less experience if we have recruited freshers, especially. It's not that all the time company is recruiting freshers, but yeah, in that case, if we have freshers, especially, if we mentor them, if we assign mentors to them, to make them comfortable about the organization, make them understand how the different processes, how the team works, how different processes at the team or at the organization work, and help them know and understand the system, is actually making them part of the team. We are fostering inclusivity, because the person, when we have hired him or her, may come from a different state, may come from a different country, different college or university, right? So I have seen at even big 4 companies or any place, we have employees who are from IIMs, IITs, as well as any tier 3 city, and college from tier 3 city as well. They are working together. Their salaries may be different, their portfolio, the work profile could be different, but they are working together. This is a fact, because company just doesn't need only the employees from IITs or IIMs. They do need people for all kind of jobs at a workplace. So if we mentor them, if we help the new hires, it will make them feel inclusive. So this is how the inclusivity will be fostered. Fourth point is seeking ideas for inclusivity. There could be special effort. As I said, inclusivity doesn't come on its own. That the company management, the team leader, the owners, promoters, everybody need to put in effort to ensure the inclusivity gets developed, actually, or prospers in any organization. So what can a company do? Company can seek ideas for inclusivity from all the people in the team, and then can see what works, because that will make people feel that they are heard, number one, and also they are heard on, especially to make the team inclusive, to have people from different races, people from different background, different knowledge, different technical background for that matter. So if we seek ideas, we will get clarity on how we can improve inclusivity. The last point here is recognizing co-workers for their strengths. So team leaders especially should put an effort to recognize the strength of each individual, right? And this should one way. Not only the team leader, peers can actually recognize, can acknowledge, yes, XYZ made a point, and he's, and if he's or she is from a different background, he or she who is from a different background will feel honored if the core workers are recognizing that he is different from us, but his strength is unique. So by recognizing the strength of individuals, companies can actually foster inclusivity at workplace. So I believe, friends, that you could understand what is inclusive work environment, how can we improve inclusivity at workplace, and what are the benefits of inclusive workplace. So we have discussed all this, and now I would like to wind up by thanking you. Thank you very much.